Thank you, Karina. An expression of being out bold in the world, is she not? And we get to witness it. And actually, in that, just how much do we get out of seeing other people living their truth? How much are we inspired? How much do we believe in ourselves as we get to see other people that believe and trust in themselves, right? And I just love that the meditation song was the face of God. You are the face of God. That, I believe, is what pride is all about. To recognize that we are the face of God. And as you think about being the face of God, if there's any part in you that, I don't know about that. Any little part, ask yourself, is it true? And ask yourself, how can I be more confident and comfortable in recognizing that I am not only the face of God, not only the hands and the feet of God, I am the expression of God, of love, of divine light in the world. Because I believe that that's what we're about, right? Like that's, at least for me, it's part of the journey that I am on. And so when I say happy Pride, it is about the LGBTQ community, a community that for eons was told that they weren't worthy, right? Or we aren't worthy, because I'm a part, well, darn it. I messed up the joke later. But that, not worthy, that we aren't deserving. And it is special to be able to honor and celebrate individuals that have claimed their truth and not allowed their truth to be weaponized against them. Amen? And we all are on this journey of recognizing our most authentic selves and being more comfortable with expressing how fabulously we were made. I love Carrie Aquino, who is one of our members. I love she just shows up and she's like, our fabulosity. Right? Like our fabulosity. And so how many of us are comfortable with our fabulosity? If we truly recognize that our fabulosity is really just an expression of the divine within ourselves, man, would we be more willing to accept it. We'd be more willing to live it. We'd be more willing to be celebrated for it rather than shy away. And I love that the daily word today was zeal, because that's what I want to share with you about. Today, it's not only about living into our most authentic self, it's about doing so with zeal and enthusiasm. Today I want to talk to you about being loud with who you are, and that can, show up in different ways, right? Like everybody has unique ways in which they express their loudness. But to me, it really is about getting more comfortable with our authentic selves, not being shy about it, and being out in the world in loud ways, in bold ways, to living our life in a way that is not only inspiring us into the bigness of God, because how many of you believe that God is big? How many of you believe that God's love is big? How many of you believe that God's light is big? How many of you know that God's grace is big? And then that's great that we say, yes, yes, yes. And then when we ask ourselves, are we the face of God? Are we the expressions of the divine? All of a sudden, we're like, oh, wait. If we believe that we are the face of God, if we believe that we are expressions of God, then we ourselves are big. And we were meant to live in big ways, to dream in big ways, to vibrate, to welcome in the bigness of life in all of its wonderful splendors. And so many times, our fabulosity can sometimes be dimmed. And I don't know about you, but I've allowed my light to be dimmed. And I love this quote, and I share it often because it speaks to truth for me. And Ralph Waldo Emerson, some of you may know, he's actually considered part of sort of like the grandfather, one of the grandfathers. We are in the lineage, spiritually, in New Thought, we're in the lineage of Ralph Waldo Emerson. And he says this: to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. I know it hits. It hits, right? Because so many of us are on this journey, and so many of us are starting to uncover or continue to uncover our authentic selves, that we have allowed ourselves to just put so much stuff over it, to dim it down, to not fully be able to not only see it, but to live it. And it's such a liberating thing to recognize the bigness of God within us. It's such a liberating thing to go out into the world and go out into our world and know that we are uniquely made. It is such a liberating thing to let go of the things that we have allowed to limit us, to make us feel unworthy, to make us feel unsacred and unholy, and actually recognize, holy God, that is what makes me sacred. That is what makes me amazing. That is what makes me beautiful. To be able to flip that around and own who we are is one of the most liberating and powerful things that we can do, and to get away from this desire to be part of the normal. How many of us have sometimes, I wish I was a little bit more normal in that way, or I wish that person was a little bit. There is no normal. And the more that we recognize that, every different color of the rainbow and every different way that we are made is holy and sacred, and as we allow ourselves to live it, we recognize if we ever thought that somebody was normal, we just didn't know them that well. Hear that. If you think anybody is normal, you just don't know them that well, because we are made to be very unique in the ways that we express our own divinity. And so this is really a journey of authenticity. Brené Brown says, authenticity is a daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. And to recognize that within us is already the strength of God that allows us to be so courageous, that we can lean on to be as courageous as the world is seeking us to be. And when I say the world, I know it can look like I'm talking about out there, and I am, because guess what? The world outside of us is seeking authenticity. The world outside of us is seeking union, communion, unification. The world outside of us is inviting us to recognize that we are one, and that oneness is a beautiful thing in our own uniqueness. And I also believe that something within us has continued to nudge us, right? Has continued to move us into greater spaces of authenticity. Lean in for this part, because I want to share something with you. Oh no, lean a little bit closer. I'm gay. I know, the shock is unbearable. I'm gay, and I feel so blessed by it. I really, actually, you know what's so funny? I didn't think about this. I got a phone call from another Unity minister recently. She just left me a voice message. She goes, I hope that this doesn't sound awkward and that you appreciate it, but I just really love that you are so comfortable with being gay. And I was like, that's amazing. That's great, because it's something that I continue to just allow myself to be in, And me coming out as gay was really the beginning of big ways in which I continued to come out in my authentic self, right? Now, when I came out, it was 1997, and for some people that may not seem like a long time, and in the spectrum of things, it's not that long of a time. And I remember coming out in 1997 when I was in high school, and that was the time when you could be fired from any job for being part of the LGBTQ community. That was the time when you could be denied housing for being part of the LGBTQ community. You couldn't get married, you couldn't adopt. And so me coming out and me being more comfortable with who I was and recognizing that no matter how I was trying to shove it all down, that Spirit was nudging it. Spirit was pushing it, because I couldn't live a fully authentic life without recognizing the beauty and the uniqueness of how I was created and how I was being invited to be out into the world. And so it was a coming out of many firsts, right? Because it allowed me to question what my parents were telling me was right or wrong. It allowed me to question what society was telling me was right, wrong, the ways that I should be or the ways that I shouldn't be. And it really allowed me the space to recognize, wow, there is beauty in questioning whether we should conform. There is power in questioning whether I can live outside of the norm and living outside of the ways in which I was being shaped to be. And so I came out as gay. A little bit after that, all of a sudden, I came out as liberal because I was being raised to be very, very conservative. Ask me about the conservative newspaper that I used to write in high school. That was a trip. And I also came out in unity, right? As I was being raised to be Catholic. I came out as bold. Because I don't know about you, but so many of us, I believe, are being taught to keep it quiet. Keep it quiet, right? Even in the gayness part, right? It was like, okay, well, we're going to accept you, Juan. You're gay, but keep it quiet. Don't tell grandma. You know, like dress a little bit more conservative today, right? But it happens to so many of us in so many different ways. And so this is really an opportunity for us to ask ourselves, are there ways in which I am being invited to come out more boldly in who I am and what I've been meant to bring into the world? Coming out was realizing that I was worthy of love, that I was worthy of belonging, that I was worthy of living my life to the fullest. Coming out for me was really about experiencing the courage and strength that was already within me. And so I invite you to recognize the ways in which you're being asked to come out as the unique divine expression of truth, to come out boldly and loudly, because the world needs us to be bold and loud with everything that we have come here to gift the world. Because that's the thing, right? Like, it's not only, I believe, it's not only about us stepping into our authenticity for the sake of us, for the sake of owning who we are and being more comfortable out in the world and in our experiences. It's our gift to the world. How many of you have been around somebody that is just so authentically themselves that you just feel good about seeing it, about witnessing it? How many of you have ever experienced somebody that is so authentically themselves, however way they show up, that invites you to ask yourself, or actually invites you to know for yourself, I could be that too. I could live that way also. Our souls are, I believe, moving through this journey of uncovering our truth. And each of our journeys may be different, but all of them, I believe, really lead us into being more authentically ourselves. I was thinking, being authentic is a spiritual practice. And it dawned on me something. Actually, all of our spiritual practices, at least all the spiritual practices that I'm a part of, all of them are in support of me being authentically who I am. Prayer is so that I can be comfortable with the divinity within me. Meditation is so that I can be comfortable with the fact that I am worthy of being loved by God. I am worthy of being God's love. I am worthy of this oneness that we are a part of. Forgiveness work, we will have many talks about that just alone. But all of our spiritual practices lead us into a place of owning, celebrating, embodying, and rising up our authentic selves. And that is the opportunity before us. Now, I have to tell you, right, like, what are the ways in which, or I'm actually asking you, what are the ways in which life is asking you to be more bold and more brave? Is there a specific relationship that is seeking for you to be more authentic within it and to not be shy about your authentic self within that relationship? You know what? Be love. And be your expression of love the way that it's meant to show up through you. Be light in those relationships. Don't shy away from it because it may feel uncomfortable, or because it's just not the nature of that relationship, or because then it'll call you into even greater integrity. Be bold in those relationships. Be bold at work. Be bold in life. Be bold in the ways in which you invite others to be bold with you. And you know me, I'm positive. I'm a positive guy, right? But I also don't sugarcoat things. I try not to sugarcoat things. I know that in this day and age, right now, our authenticity is being questioned. And there are individuals and there are energies, more than people, there are energies that are trying to dim our light, our unique light, especially for the LGBTQ community or anybody that can be othered, right? And so this is an opportunity for us to just lean on the power of God that is within us, to not seek the ways in which we can shy away from those things, but be boldly who we are in the midst of all those things, so that there can be healing taking place. Because as we heal and we know our authentic selves and boldly live into and embody that authentic self and have our own healing process, the world heals. When we liberate ourselves, the world is liberated. When we heal, the world is healed. When we are in the essence of God, the whole world is lifted up in that consciousness and in that energy. And so, yes, there are those energies of trying to dim it down, and there are those yells and screams. And I don't believe that we have to necessarily, drown them out, but I do believe that we shouldn't be shy about who we are. I believe that we are no longer meant to be shy about our truth, that we're no longer meant to be shy about our power and our divinity and our identity, that we're not to be shy about the importance that everybody is treated as a sacred expression of the divine, that we are not shy, that we are creating the beloved community right here and right now as we connect with each other from authentic spaces and in authentic relationships, that we are no longer shy to speak loudly. When one hurts, all are hurt. When one is othered, all are othered. And so this is an opportunity to no longer be shy about the things that matter. And guess what? The thing that matters the most, I believe, is us owning who we are, our divinity, and the ways in which God is seeking to be expressed through us. Now, I know I've been speaking a lot about Moses, and I promise I'm going to look into that because it just happens. But the story of Moses and the burning bush, when I'm getting my forefathers all mixed up. When Moses goes to the burning bush, it's like, what is going on? Who are you? There's this voice that is speaking. The voice just says, I am that I am. That was it. I am that I am. Could we be so clear in this world? When somebody questions, who are you? I am that I am. When somebody questions why you're here, why you're present, why you're taking up space, I am that I am. No apology, no need to conform, no need to explain. I am what I am. When somebody asks, who do you think you are? To be so loud, to be so bold, I am that I am. Say that with me. I am that I am. Say it a little bit more boldly and loudly. I am that I am. And so who are you to dream big? Who are you to love fully? Who are you to live out loud your truth? Yes. I am that I am. You are that you are. We are that we are. And it is God. It is sacred. It is holy. Now, I love this Bible verse from Joshua chapter 1, verse 9, because I just love the boldness of it. It begins with, I hereby command you. It's not a, hey, you might want to check this out. Or it's not a, this is a little bit of an invitation. It is. I hereby command you, do this. It is before you. This is how we are being pushed by very Spirit into our wholeness. And it says, I hereby command you, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened or dismayed, for the Christ is with you wherever you go. To be able to claim that power, to be able to lean on the different ways in which we have come out already into our authentic selves and be comfortable with recognizing that there are other ways that are being risen up within us to claim our wholeness, to claim our good, and to be that good out into the world, to be able to claim from an authentic place, I am worthy, and I am worthy of being valued as worthy. Getting to the place of, my value may not come from somebody outside of me, but guess what? I'm so worthy that outside of me, I need to be valued. I need to be seen as worthy. And those are the spaces that I will allow myself to go to because I want to own who I am and I want to respect and honor everything that I'm about. Now, it can take a lot to do that. And our authenticity is truly our superpower. And it's so funny how life, kind of moves around. As I mentioned, I wanted to wear this shirt, because it was the peace picnic day. But then when I came in and I saw myself in the mirror, I was like, wait a minute. This is like my own Superman here, right? And I'm here to tell you that we are all our own superheroes. We are all our own superheroes. And think about the journey of most superheroes. First, there has to be like an awakening to the fact, oh, wait a minute, I have all this power within me, right? And many of us have had those experiences, and many of us will continue to have more of those experiences of awakening into that power. And all of a sudden, they have to also own that power and ask themselves, what am I going to do with it? Okay, I can fly. For the purpose of what? Right? And so what is it that I can use my superpower for and then be able to live into the superheroes? So you and I are our own superheroes. And the funny thing is that I was feeling a little uncomfortable being authentically myself, and I put a jacket over it. And it was early in the morning, so a bunch of people said, that does not go. So, which is why I took it off, and it made me realize, awaken to my power, my superpower, me as a superhero. And even in those moments when I have that recollection and that awareness, how many of us try to put a jacket over it, try to hide some of it? And this is the opportunity to be bold out in the world. We just forgot that we are whole. We just forgot that we are holy. We just forgot that we are sacred. We just forgot that we are worthy. And today is the day that we remember deeply and boldly. We have to start the awakening process and move further into it. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 8 says, "For once you were in darkness, but now in the Lord you are light. Live as children of light." So yes, we were in the closet, we were in the darkness, and we've opened the door, and we've come out, and we've started to live our authentic selves, and guess what? There's a few more doors for us, and we have the power and the memory, we have the muscle memory of what it feels like to open those doors and walk boldly into it. So when you have those moments where you aren't thinking or believing or dreaming big because there's some sort of fear or limitation that you have allowed yourself to take on, tell yourself, I've broken through the doors before. I've broken through the limitations before. I've moved through the fear, and I am better for it. Are you not better for all of the ways in which you are authentically yourself? Yes? Loudly and boldly. Are you better for the closets that you have come out of? Are you better for the ways in which you're living your truth? Are you better for all those ways that you did feel the fear, did feel the limitations, and you said, I'm going to be me anyway? Yes? So we are that power, we are that grace, and we can stand in that truth. I am that I am. No explanation, just being it. Say that with me. I am that I am. Now take a moment right now and think of a part of your authentic self that you are proudly living into, whether that is being queer, whether that is your nationality, your allyship, your own humanity, and just hold that within you and say, I am that I am. Now think of your dreams and your aspirations, those that you have spoken, uncovered, and those that are still a little bit of a secret within you. Hold those in your heart and say, I am that I am. Bring to mind healthy relationships, the ones that you are in or the ones that you want, where there is mutual respect, where there is unconditional love, where there is a celebration of your uniqueness and of worthiness, and say to yourself, I am that I am. Who do you think you are to have them? Who do you think you are to have? See, I'm telling you, I'm on this because it is a practice, and I really want you to get it. It's a practice, but we are being asked to practice it boldly and loudly. So who are you to think that you can have all of your dreams, all of your aspirations, all that you have been dreaming of, and all the deep and wonderful relationships, especially your oneness with God? You are the only ones that give yourself permission to be worthy, to feel sacred, to feel holy. And listen, it is a spiritual practice, but if you don't want to go into the spirituality of it all, just follow our good friend Oscar Wilde. Be yourself, everyone else is taken. Namaste, everyone.